Yeah, you always worry about it a little bit. I think that the biggest thing is, heading into that last game, heading into that Middle Tennessee State game, you always have a little anxiety just because, everybody is kind of looking ahead towards Christmas, whether, they're trying to do last minute shopping or last minute travel plans and all that stuff. So you always kind of worry about where guys' heads are mentally, and so I would say the biggest anxiety comes there. And I thought our guys handled it well. We're able to go home on a good note, and we got them back and able to work the last couple of days in practice, and got another day today to prepare for a really good Norfolk State team.
Coach, just kind of with this last non-conference game, what are some things y'all want to see from the guys before heading into SEC play?
Yeah, I think just continuing to build upon who we are. We feel like we have so much room to get better, to improve in different areas. And so we just want to continue to try to get better. Every game, every half, every possession, use that as an opportunity to get better and become who we ultimately want to be.
How much do the guys come back refreshed after a break like this, if at all, actually?
It's tough to kind of gauge. Obviously, when you get 3-4 days off, physically you're able to rest. Coach told him, hey, no playing ball, get off your feet and relax. So I think physically and mentally you have a chance to recharge and to kind of get refreshed, and you also look at, all right, this is coming into, we got one more game before we hit conference play, and which starts a whole nother season.
So with camp gone, how you guys change? How you practice it all? Do you back off? Do you not go as hard just because of depth? Where you're not getting as good of a look because you're having more walk-ons? How does that affect things?
Yeah, that's a good question, Rob, and I would say it would be an unbelievable question had you not been around Coach for as long as you have. Coach don't change. Like, regardless who's here, who's not, Coach doesn't change anything. And he's going to, we're going to practice just as hard if we had 12 players as if we only had 8 guys. Like, he figures out a way to there not be a dip in the daily expectations and the daily work that we put in. And so although we hated to see Cam leave, nothing changes with us from a preparation standpoint, from a practice standpoint. And Coach, man, he's one track mind, and it's next man up, and it gives other guys opportunities in practice to get more reps, whether it's a Bishop, whether it's walk-ons, whatever.
Does the same apply for games in terms of trying to keep guys fresh all the way to the finish line here, in terms of minutes and stuff like
Yeah, I wouldn't say that we're just trying to gauge minutes, because I feel like more than anything, and being a player, it's all about rhythm. It's all about just comfortability with your teammates and the flow of everything. I think that's more important. And because we do, from a recovery standpoint, I think Chad, I think Garrett do a great job in the recovery process. And so we don't have anybody playing 40 minutes, although Zakai's minutes are high. He is a guy that's shown that he can carry a heavy load, and we'd love to be able to scale him back a little bit, but it is also kind of a game by game thing. It's a feel thing, and guys like Zakai, he's not begging to come out either, and so I think we really attack the recovery. We really attack preventive maintenance type things, and just base everything else off of feel and the flow of the game.
How concerning, though, is the overall scholarship number in terms of maybe trying to get through a season? Is that something that you all as a staff are worried about, or is that maybe a conversation we, the media, are having more than you all are?
Yeah, no, we're not worried about it at all. We're not. We feel like every guy on our roster can come in and contribute in some fashion. And so if you look at scholarships right now, we're at 9, I think. And so we feel like all 9 of those guys can come in and perform. And they've shown that they can. I mean, you look at Bishop at Illinois. I mean, huge impact. You know, multiple offensive rebounds, few assists. He guarded. You know, D Stone. He's still scratching the surface of who he's going to be. And you know, those are 2 guys that hadn't been in the rotation for different reasons. You know, D Stone had the personal issues, and then he had the concussion, which kind of slowed him down a little bit. And now Bishop, you know, he's dealing with what he's dealing with, but we feel good that he's going to come back. And so, you know, we feel like we have a strong, though all 9 of those guys will be able to come in and impact. So no, that's really nothing we're talking about, because we feel good about what we have in the locker room.
What is Bishop's situation right now in terms of the shoulder? Is he back in practice, or do you not know when you're going to have him back?
You know, medically, I would leave that to Chad. I don't know exactly where it is, but he is. He's not back in practice. He is working out with G. He said he's feeling better, starting to feel better. But an exact timeline, that would be more of a Chad question. But he does, just in his conversation, say it does feel better, and the motion is a little more comfortable.
What did that game against Middle Tennessee and how they handled the break tell you about where this team is at mentally?
I thought it taught us a lot. I thought in that game, Middle Tennessee State is good. They're good. You know, number 24, I thought was maybe the best ball handling guard I've seen, man, in 10 years. I mean, the guy was really good with the basketball, knew how to manipulate ball screens. You can never speed him up. And, you know, he started making shots. And so, you know, we had to put that fire out, and, you know, because he was able to make his shots, and it gave them a little momentum and a little feel good as they went into the second half. And so, you know, I don't think we've been in that situation this year where, you know, you go into the half, you're down 6, they kind of have the momentum, and we got to figure out. So I thought that was a great test for us. You know, I thought it was great talk in the locker room from our guys. And when we came out in the second half, I felt like, you know, they had really did a good job of making the adjustments that we had talked about in the locker room, executing the game plan, and, you know, being able to take back control of that game.
Any extra pep in the step this week, knowing that SEC play starts with a big one on Saturday?
You know, we're not looking ahead. You know, we're completely focused on Norfolk State, and they're good. You know, over the years they've won their league. They've been in the NCAA tournament. I think their coach is a heck of a coach. He's a big time coach. They just went and had a huge win at High Point last night, and you know, High Point's really good, and you know, they went into their place, hostile environment, and got a win. And so, yeah, SEC play is around the corner, but we're not looking ahead to it. We got business to take care of tomorrow, and we got to get better. We got to use tomorrow, again, just like Will, you said, as an opportunity to get better.
Coach,
Two more, one after Rob.
odds are nobody's going undefeated in college basketball, but a lot of that, do you think your guys have benefited from being number 1, from everybody, you know, every night out having a bullseye? You know, teams want to take them down to make a name for themselves. You know, as you go later in the season, do you think that'll be a help?
Yeah, I think so. You know, and I'll say since I've been here, it's always felt like every arena we go in, every game we're playing in, we have the bullseye. You know, I think credit to Coach Barnes and what he's built here, and you know, the success that they've had. But from day one since I've been here, every game we play, every arena we go to, it seems to be charged up a little bit more than when I watch it on film and I see the crowds on film. And so I think for this group, it is good to be able to feel that early, because we got so many new guys and so many guys that haven't experienced that feeling, you know, Chaz, Igor, you know, D Stone, those guys hadn't really felt that. And so I think for them to be able to go through that, this early stretch, it can only benefit them.
If y'all have, yes, players to get off their feet kind of for 3 or 4 days, you think guys are able to do that? I mean, a lot of times these guys, it's like Zakai and some others, you just can't keep them out of a gym. Do you think they were able to actually stay off their feet, really?
I do. I think so. I think, I think the grind of everything, that first stretch, they may have welcomed, just kind of a little break. Now, I can't promise you that they didn't come back in and maybe get some shots at night or whatever, but just from a mental standpoint, because a lot of times, coming out and shooting is, mental relaxation is therapy for some guys, and so you don't want to take that away from them. But the grind of the competitive battles in practice and the bumping that comes with that, they didn't have to deal with that over 4 days. So I feel good about the rest that they got, the break that they got, and we went right back to work on Saturday night, and just start building from there.